Alright, so hello and welcome back to Books and Things, and welcome to another video. And today I wanted to have a bit of a chat about making booktube videos, I guess. So this is not the video I intended to film today. I had planned another video out loosely, one of my 5 Victorian novels about videos, but I feel like it was a bit of a stretch, or like basically I had gone back through my sort of Word document of video ideas looking for something to film today, and I was looking through my like themes for my 5 Victorian novels about series, and I found something that kind of worked and was trying to find some books to fit it, but I feel like it wasn't a video I was particularly excited about making, if you see what I mean. And I feel like maybe I slightly have the booktube equivalent of writer's block lately. I feel like in March it has been a bit of a like stretch to think of video ideas, and so I thought maybe instead of making that video that I wasn't feeling especially excited about making, I would have a chat instead about like running out of booktube video ideas, or like temporarily having a lull in your booktube video ideas, because this is obviously something that people talk about sometimes, but I feel like I have never spoken about it before because it very rarely happens to me, to be honest. I usually plan my videos like well in advance, so I have like a Word document on my computer where I plan out my videos. I post 2 videos a week, one on Monday and one on Thursday. I don't know how much people actually notice this. I don't think I'm really aware of the upload schedule of anyone whose videos I watch. I just watch their videos when they go up, / add them to my watch later playlist when they go up, and watch them like 3 weeks later to 3 months later, depending on how busy I am. But I don't really keep track of other people's upload schedules. I don't know how much people keep track of mine, probably not very much, but I like to have an upload schedule because that works for me and that helps me structure my time. And also I feel like if I didn't have an upload schedule, I would find it hard to upload regularly. Like obviously there are benefits to having an upload schedule in terms of like YouTube and the YouTube algorithm, but I also think I find it nice personally to have a routine. And I think if I didn't have an upload schedule, I'd have some weeks where I'd post tons of videos and some weeks where I'd have no videos, and I feel like that would displease me because it would feel messy, and I like order. So even though, as I said, I don't keep track of other people's like posting schedule at all, I do like to have a sort of set schedule for myself. So I've been on booktube now for coming up for 11 years, and I've posted like well over 1,000 videos. I don't even know how many now, and usually I really don't struggle for video ideas. As I said, I have a document on my computer where I plan out like Monday, Thursday, what video I'm going to post, and I would say that like usually I have planned out most videos for like the next 3 months. Like usually I plan really far in advance, and sometimes that's like all of the videos, and sometimes that's just some videos. You know, every month I do a wrap up and a TBR, so that's already like 2 of the videos, and then I usually have other things sort of in the calendar or things that I'm planning ahead, and especially like January at the beginning of the year, there's always so many videos I want to make, sort of looking ahead to the year ahead and looking back at the year that's just gone and all that kind of stuff. So there are often times where I have planned 3 months ahead. Like sometimes I will have a new video idea, or someone will tag me in a tag video, and I will look at my plan for booktube and I'll be like, I don't have any upload slots for 3 months. And that is much more commonly my problem when it comes to scheduling booktube videos and planning booktube videos. But I feel like the last couple of months I've just been a bit low on ideas, and also I'm filming like much less far in advance. Like usually I would say my preference is to, by the end of a week, have scheduled the video for both Monday and Thursday the following week, and ideally the Monday after that. Like usually I like to be working like 3 or 4 videos ahead, because I find that takes the pressure off, and also because I usually like to batch film, so I often film like 2 or 3 videos in one go, although I haven't been doing that at all the past few months. I feel like the past 2 months I have been filming videos like 2 days before posting them, which is just not something I usually do. Like usually I'm planning much further in advance than I have been the last couple of months. And I was trying to think about why this is, and why my like booktube video making pattern habit has changed slightly over the last couple of months, and also the fact that I feel like I am slightly struggling for ideas, or at least it's not that I have no ideas, and I am pleased with the videos I've made in the last few months and everything like that, but I do feel like I've had fewer ideas, and there's definitely been a few like Tuesdays where I've suddenly thought, oh, I don't have a video to post on Thursday. What am I going to talk about on Thursday? Let me go back to my ideas document and see if I have anything that I want to make a video about, rather than sort of automatically having something ready to go because I've been planning for ages, if that makes sense. And I feel like that definitely wasn't the case in January, but like January is always full of so many different videos because there's always so many videos I make at the beginning of the year. But I do feel like February and March have been a bit like lower on ideas. I was wondering if there is a YouTube equivalent of like writer's block, which there probably is, because I guess you could get like creative block in lots of different ways. I guess I would deal with a creative block for Booktube videos in the same way I deal with writer's block, which is just carry on writing and hope for the best and force yourself to write, which I know doesn't work for everyone who have writer's block. And I know that like when some people say they have writer's block, they mean they literally cannot write anything, whereas I feel like when I have a more like slumpy time in writing, I would just be writing like slower and less well, rather than not writing at all, or I would go back and edit something I've written before rather than writing something new, if that makes sense. Whereas obviously with Booktube, that's a bit different. You can't really do that exactly. So maybe it is just a random chance of having a bit of creative block. And maybe it is also because, as I think I've mentioned the past couple of weeks, February was like a really, really heavy writing month, and I did like a lot of writing. Usually I write like 1 or 2 hours a day. In February I wrote like many, many, many hours every day. So I feel like it's possible I have a bit of creative burnout from that, and that is like affecting Booktube ideas. Or maybe it's even just because like I'm just still thinking about my novel quite a lot, and that's like where my creative energy, my like mind is going more. It might be because of that. I was also thinking that partly it is because there are lots of videos that I really want to make and I have ideas for, but I have yet to do the reading for them, and I don't necessarily have time to do the reading for them like immediately. So, you know, I just did a review of 2 books on the Walter Scott Prize longlist, and I'm sure lots of my videos over the next 2 or 3 months will be reviews of books from the Walter Scott Prize longlist, but I need to read another 2 before I can make another video about them. And I've just spilt tea on myself. Very successful. Right. I need to read some more books from the Walter Scott Prize longlist before I can make more videos about the Walter Scott Prize longlist. And I don't have like a full day to set aside to read 2 books in one go, so it will be another like 2 or 3 weeks before I have read enough books from the Walter Scott Prize longlist to make a video about that. And I know that I have more videos coming up about Les Miserables by Victor Hugo, but I need to finish the book before those videos, and I've got like 7 hours left of the audiobooks. That's a similar thing. There's a video I want to make, but I haven't finished the reading for it yet. And also, I'm very nearly finished reading the works of Anthony Trollope. I've got 1 book left, John Caldergate, which I'm going to start maybe this weekend because I just really want to start it. I was trying to leave like a few weeks and a few books between finishing the penultimate Anthony Trollope book and reading my final Anthony Trollope book, but I do really want to start it now, so maybe I will. Anyway, so once I finish reading John Caldergate by Anthony Trollope, I will have read all 47 of Anthony Trollope's novels, and I have so many videos planned for when I finished reading all of Anthony Trollope's novels. I have like a good 10 video ideas about Anthony Trollope's work. And actually, I suppose the first like 3 months of this year, I have spent quite a lot of time like planning for my Anthony Trollope like video series once I finished reading John Caldergate and have read all of Anthony Trollope's books. So I have had lots of video ideas, but I can't make them yet because I need to finish John Caldergate before I can do all the videos that I want to do. So I think that's also part of the like struggling for ideas. It's because I do have ideas, but they're not like ready yet. And I think especially because I'm just really, really excited to make a lot of videos about Anthony Trollope. My plan is now to do Trollope Thursday. So every Thursday from, I guess, like mid-April or whenever I finish John Caldergate through to probably Jane Austen July, will be a video about Anthony Trollope. So there'll be a video about Anthony Trollope on a Thursday, and then Monday will be whatever else, probably videos about the Walter Scott Prize for the next few months. And so I think that, because I'm really looking forward to that, and I'm excited about that, and I have lots of ideas about that, and I keep thinking about that in like the times I would be thinking about other Booktube videos, that also means that I have had fewer other ideas. But also, I can't just start making the Anthony Trollope videos because I want to finish John Caldergate first, because I want to do lots of videos about like his work as a whole, that I need to finish the last novel, which I should just read immediately, and that would probably take away my Booktube video idea problem, wouldn't it? Because I could just start the Anthony Trollope videos immediately. But anyway, so basically, I feel like I have been having a bit of a lull, a bit of a dip in like Booktube creativity, which I feel is less because I'm actually having a dip and more because there's just lots of videos I want to make that I like haven't done enough reading and work for yet, and so I can't like quite get to. So almost like instead of working 3 months ahead from now, I have like planned out April and May, but like March has been a bit of a struggle to like get videos up kind of thing. And obviously I know that I could just not post a video on a Monday or a Thursday. I know it would be fine to miss a upload day. I know that no one is holding me to that standard except myself, but personally I do really like posting something on a Monday and a Thursday, and I really like the routine of that, and it's like quite important to me. Can I really explain why? Not really. I suppose like Booktube is just a massive part of my life, and I love it very much and I get a lot of joy out of it. And I feel like if I stopped posting 2 videos a week, or if I like missed one day or like missed a week, what would stop me from missing another week, and what would stop me from just stopping? And I would hate to lose what Booktube is. So even though I know I could just miss one Thursday and come back, and obviously I have sometimes I do take a pause from Booktube for like a week or for a few days or whatever. That's happened before. I don't mind if that happens because I'm really busy with work, or I've been ill, or it's Christmas, or I'm on holiday, or whatever's going on in life. But I don't like the idea of missing an upload day because I just couldn't think of a video idea, because that feels like admitting defeat. I say, having made a whole video about not having video ideas. I don't know if this is at all interesting, but maybe it is helpful and interesting to sort of see behind the scenes and sort of for people to talk about their like creative process with making videos. Because it is a creative thing. Obviously in some ways it's just like me having a chat about a book I've read. You know, it doesn't feel the same for me as creative writing, but it is a creative endeavor, and I do like have to have ideas. And every now and then there are just fewer ideas. I don't know if this has been an interesting video, but if you are also a booktuber or a YouTuber, and you have had lulls where you have fewer video ideas, I would love to know how you cope with that and how you came up with new ideas. And also, if you watch my videos and you have any video requests or suggestions, then do please let me know down in the comments. I know I do every now and then like collect video requests, and sometimes I make them and sometimes I don't. It often depends on whether I feel like I would have something to say. But if you do have any suggestions, please do leave them down below, because I will look through them, and if there's anything that jumps out at me, I will make them. I have made several videos before that have been requested, and that's always quite fun. As I said, I do feel like in April I have more videos planned because I have lots of Anthony Trollope videos coming up, and I will have read some more books from the World Scott Prize soon, and I will have finished Les Miserables soon, and there are videos I want to make, but I guess a lot of my videos at the moment are quite like reading dependent, like immediate reading dependent, rather than like books I've read in the past, and that just makes it harder to like get to them. Okay, this has been a real ramble, so I'm gonna stop rambling now. Thanks very much for watching this nonsense. My next video I think will be about Les Miserables, because I think I will have finished it by the time I need to film another video, and I'm really loving it. And I will have things to say about that. So there will be another video soon. I do have other ideas in my mind. I do have other videos coming. But I feel like this is kind of worth talking about anyway, because maybe it's interesting to see behind the scenes, and maybe it's helpful for other people who make videos, who sometimes struggle to have ideas or whatever it might be. That's all for now. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll be back very soon with another bookish video.